And the CDC made some big sweeping changes to its COVID-19 guidelines just ahead of the new school year. Shaynah, tell us more. These were sweeping changes.
Sweeping is the best way to describe it. Honestly, Mike, it's crazy because these are the most relaxed CDC conditions we have ever seen, especially going into year 3 of the pandemic. And now, as we prepare for a new school year here in Philadelphia, these changes, of course, very timely, as school leadership is now going to look at the school year, look at parents, look at students, look at staff, and say, these are the things that are going to help keep us safe and, of course, keep us in school. So the CDC issued these new guidance, these easing restrictions and recommendations on quarantining, screening, and testing in schools. Among the changes, the CDC is now dropping the recommendation that people need to quarantine after close contact with an infected person. That's a major step there. The CDC says people also no longer need to social distance, meaning keeping 6 feet apart from one another as well. The agency also mentioned its test to stay recommendation, which was essentially put into place for students exposed to COVID-19 so they could skip quarantining, instead regularly just test themselves to stay in school. Now, over locally at Temple University, they'll continue to require masks in healthcare and clinical settings, but they'll be dropping the mask mandate for indoor and outdoor settings as well. So all of these things coming together pretty timely as kids go back to college and kids go back to regular school, getting out at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. These are all timely as now school leadership on the collegiate level and the local level are looking at it, and experts are saying that it's timely because most Americans have some form of immunity against COVID-19.
Well, I think it's a reality check. The fact of the matter is, COVID is not going away, and the big fact of the matter is that about 95% of Americans have either been vaccinated, had the virus, or have been vaccinated and had the virus. And we used to talk about this herd immunity and that sort of thing. The vast majority of Americans have now some form of immunity.
So, Mike and Karen, we are certainly turning a corner here when it comes to the COVID-19 pandemic just by these easing of restrictions alone. Now, locally here for the school district of Philadelphia, the newly appointed superintendent, Dr. Tony Watlington Jr., he will be here at 11:30 along with other senior leadership talking about what are the next steps and what are the new guidelines going to be for the school district as they prepare for a new school year. Now, with these new guidelines being taken back and restricted even more, we're expecting some new guidance and some new protocols to be announced later today. Again, 11:30. Again, all of this coming as we begin to welcome a new school year. So certainly timely and certainly turning a page in a very long chapter that we've lived through with COVID-19.
Yeah, since early 2020.
We need the kids in school. That's what we realize.
That's for sure.